Hello everybody, I'm being covered and bitten by midges at the moment, sat on this siding here at the train station. Just about to get the train to Southampton on another one of my walks. This historical schlep around Southampton's more interesting parts. I'm going to meet up with a friend. You never know, this one might actually want to come on camera. I'll see you in Southampton. I hope you can hear this. I've got my new microphone on. Woo, how exciting. We're just coming into Bournemouth on the journey from Branxton to Southampton. We're going to be stuck here for a few minutes because they need to add another 5 carriages and then we'll be on our way. So Southampton, what can we expect today? Well, bar gates, obviously, maybe the medieval house, civic centre. Pop and see Aunty. Haven't seen Aunty for a long time. Now, those of you who don't know who Aunty is, you will do when you see Aunty. In fact, my friend will be popping out of Aunty, hopefully to meet us. And then wherever else we go, we'll see what's in the port as well. And by the time we're finished, we'll end up at a certain little hostelry near the port, famed by lots of sailors, called the London Hotel, and see what's going on around there. So I hope you enjoy the journey with me, and let's see what we see. Well, here I am at a very, very busy Southampton station. Why is it busy? It's because it's match day, and Southampton, where we are at home to Crystal Palace. So a lot of people have just arrived, and my gosh, that was a scrum. But anyway, here we are outside Southampton Central train station, and we're heading off towards find Aunty. Firstly, you know I'm a sucker for good wall art, and here they are actually doing it. Oh, they're doing a brilliant job. It's going to look so much nicer when it's finished. So there we go. We're now going to walk through brilliant job, mate. You're on YouTube now?
Yeah?
Yeah. What's the project?
Yeah, we are painting all around the building.
Yeah, is it like a funded project or something like that?
Yeah, it's for a project from the bulb from this building.
Okay.
And yeah, we're gonna cover all this side, the main face.
Yeah, I'll be back later and we'll see how far you've got.
Yeah, we just need to, maybe a couple of weeks or maybe 3 weeks to compress.
Brilliant.
Everything.
Okay, you'll see yourself on YouTube later on tonight.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. You see, that's the sort of art I can get into. That's the sort of art I can appreciate, because it's well thought out, it's planned, and it has some sort of purpose. Sorry about the wind. I'm probably going to have to get one of these baffle covers or whatever they're called for the mic. And I hope you heard what the gentleman said. If you didn't, it's a funded project to beautify what is otherwise a really naff 1960s office block. So whatever they do to it, it is going to look so much better. So we're now going to carefully cross this road and head off towards Aunty. See you in a minute. And so now we've come further on from the office block where the painting was being done, and we're approaching the iconic Southampton Mayflower Theatre. Seen so many wonderful performances here. Sorry about the traffic. It is the main road after all. Absolutely beautiful building inside. Puts on some stunning local productions and of course everything that travels out of the West End, and sometimes New York as well. If you enjoy live theatre, you couldn't do better than to go to the Mayflower for a regional experience. And up there in the distance, around the corner, lies Aunty. See you in a minute. So here we are at the side of Southampton Civic Centre, with its stunning clock tower. Looking down towards the city centre. And there is Aunty. Those of you who aren't British, Aunty is the gentle name given to the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, otherwise known by certain other names. And we're coming to meet my friend Dan, who has just completed his first morning show run on BBC Radio Solent, reading the news. And I'm sure he's pretty darn good at it too. In fact, I've heard him perform on many occasions, and I know he'll have done a brilliant job. So, this is the home of BBC Radio Solent. I believe it's one of the places where BBC South TV also films. So, a modern injunction in a great British institution, the British Broadcasting Corporation, and yes, South Today, the flagship show of the programme. So we're just going to wait here next to the ghost of Lord Reith and wait for Dan. Out and over. This is Barry Rathbone signing off and handing you back to the studio. And just while we're waiting, I brought you up to see Peter Parkinson's Sundial, commissioned by BBC South and the Old Hampshire County Council with the Hampshire Sculpture Trust. And there she blows. Let's see if she's got the time right. No, she hasn't, but that's probably because the sun isn't very bright at the moment, but I'm sure it works when it does. Well, here I am, outside Aunty. I've just met my friend Dan, who's very kindly allowed me to use the facilities in BBC Radio South, and I will say that the BBC have far nicer facilities than Meridian and ITN do. So if you're ever caught short during a programme, make sure it's on the BBC. That's all I have to say. I don't know. I will just say that Dan is very tired, so he's not going to be on camera. Again, why can I not get anybody of any substance and style to be on my channel? I do not know. Well, let's be fair, that man who was graffiti arting that office block was pretty friendly and very nice. But the other reason Dan doesn't want to be on camera is he's carrying a Waitrose bag full of Brussels sprouts. Don't ask me why, I don't know. It's an in-joke actually. But we're now heading across this ridiculous junction. We've changed our plans. We're going to go to the London Hotel first because it stops serving food fairly soon. So see you when we get there. Well, we've just come out of the Marlin Shopping Centre. We're heading down the high street, and there in the distance is Bargate, that castellated looking tower, which is one of the walls to the old historic city of Southampton. More of that later. On to the London. I thought the pan pipes had been wiped out ages ago, but apparently they're back in fashion. Awesome outfit. Multicultural Southampton. And now we're coming to a street preacher. Oh my God, the King's alive. He's It's amazing the things you see. I do hope that music wasn't copyrighted, otherwise we know that YouTube will take this film down. Onwards and upwards. Just come across this as we're walking to the London, and it says, "Welcome to Holyrood." Well, I don't wish to disparage the people who live in this block, but we're about 700 miles away from Holyrood. This is Southampton. Holyrood is in Scotland. Let's see if there's any more. I assume it's just the name they've given it. What are they going to call this one? Highgrove? Buckhouse? Windsor Castle? Stormont? Your son's a game I know. I've now just offended everybody in Northern Ireland. Still, I couldn't have done a worse job than... Oh, that's not too bad. Now that one, you see, makes sense. Don't forget, seeing that has reminded me I'm doing these walks for the Royal British Legion Walk 100 miles in April. See, this thinks it's in Holyrood as well. Oh, I'm very confused. The link for donations, if you would be so kind, is in the comments below. And while I'm on that subject, if you like what you get out of my videos and would like to see more and find out what else is going on in the world, obviously visit all my others, but please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps, and it's all totally free and phone a bodo. See you at the London. And as we approach the London, it's good evening from Alan Liddell at BBC Southwestern House. Here is the news for the Kingdom, the Commonwealth and the Empire. The building in front, Southwestern House, was the former home of BBC Radio, but never TV, until they moved to their bright, shiny new place where I just espoused the quality of the lavatorial facilities. I have no idea what the lavatorial facilities in Southwestern House are. Neither do I wish to find out. And here, ahead of us, awaiting our presence, the now infamous, the world famous, the one, the only, Southampton's pride, the London Hotel, where we are going to stop for some repast. And maybe some pasta, who knows. Anyway, look at that beautiful Victorian building. Isn't it stunning? Right, see you later. Bye. When a venue says it serves food till 3 o'clock on a Saturday, and you're here at 1:30, and they're taking orders, you would think you're going to get some food. But oh no. Just as I got to put our order in, we've run out of food. I think my face says it all. You haven't even seen Dan's face. It's a face for radio. Very angry radio. I feel rather like I'm sort of on the first class area of the Titanic, which of course, as I'm filming today, it's memorialised for its 111st anniversary. And there's a conference here in Southampton of all the Titanic followers and collectors and historians, etc, etc, etc. But that's not what stopped the food being served here. No, it's a load of rancid, dirty old football supporters who've bombed into one of our pubs and cleared out the bar. Well, that was a complete and utter disaster, so we've now moved around the corner. This is appropriate considering it's the 111st anniversary of the Titanic conference. The White Star, really quite attractive building, and apparently it makes them this happy when people go into the pub. Let's see. Right, that's it. We've given up. They're not serving to anybody who hasn't booked. Booked. So now, that's rant number 2. There'll probably be another one before the end of this film. So now we're heading back into the town to see if we can find anything. At this rate, I'm even going to look through bins and find something to have a nibble on. Hang on, Dan. Right. And for those of you interested in big things that float on water, through there is the prow and the bridge of the MSC Ventura, which you'll see a little better from round the other side of one of these customs buildings. It's just ridiculous. Saturday, you can't get food. What sort of a city is Southampton? Anyway, rant over. Because as we go up Queen's Terrace, we're going to go past another part of historic Southampton, which most people overlook. And then this brown building, not the red brick, but the brown brick with the white balcony that we're just coming up to, is Seafarer's House. And it's the old Mission to Seamen. No comments, please. This is where distressed sailors, or now retired sailors, can live in relative comfort. There we go. The glory of God and for the welfare of all who serve on the seven seas. This stone was laid on the 12th of November 1935 by the Earl of Athlone, who is president of said mission. There you go. So, as this, what was supposed to be historic sites of Southampton film has been rather scuppered by the fact, oh cheeky, by the fact that we can't get any food. Here we see the old post office. Nice late Victorian building, 1894. Beautiful cornucopic mouldings over the windows. Lots of nice frieze work. There, the Red Lion, which is actually genuinely a Tudor pub and believed to be the oldest in Southampton. Dates to the time of Henry VII. He was the dad of the one who couldn't keep it in his pants. There's the Red Lion. I'm coming up to this beautiful church tower. I'm heading back into the main drag of shops in Southampton. Ironically that I say main drag when we've just been to the London Hotel, which was a bit of a drag, to be fair. And on we go, past the Dolphin Hotel, and ahead of us again, Bargates. And so that was Wetherspoons. 6 out of 10. It filled a gap. It's the best I can say, really. I know that my friend was very pleased with his my Aunt Large mixed grill. He's grinning, so that's good. What's this say? This is the part of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles. Earl Norman Wolfherd fought at Hamtoon. Hamtoon is the old name for Southampton, against 33 ships' companies of Vikings, and made great slaughter there and won the victory. So in 906, trade is disrupted by the Viking raids, and we keep going, and we shall find some more all throughout Southampton. They put these little plaques down as a trail, but we're heading towards Bargates. It's probably the most well-known of the historic buildings of Southampton, but I will come back another day and oh look, we could have had an all-day breakfast and 4 bottles of beer for 12 quid. Missed out there. So yes, very disjointed, very tired. But heading back to Bargates, but there will be another one, I can assure you. So see you in a minute. So I'm going to have to do this quickly because somebody's playing copyrighted music, and that's a big YouTube no-no. Here are the castellated remains of the Bargate at Southampton, or Hampton, as it was back in the old days. And this is part of the original fortified entrance and exit to the original port town. As you can see, very Normanesque in design, badly damaged over many years. I'll just give you a little bit of information about it. Certain Roman emperor figure up in the cornice. It's built about 1180, so it's definitely Norman. Time of Henry II. Kept out intruders, and of course it was very impressive as a welcome to the city for visitors. Strangers beyond the bar gates at night could find food and shelter in the inns along the above Bar Street area, which we've just come down. There were a team of gunners that defended the town, and 3 guns were stationed here at Bargate. The watch bell is still up there, as you can see on the left-hand side. It's inscribed with the words "God is my hope," and it's dated to 1605. There are drum towers on either side of the central archway, and the upper floor is now the Guildhall, or the former Guildhall of the city of Southampton. So we'll walk through, and you really are going through 1,000 years of history here. I'll tell you now, the emperor up there is actually George IV, who of course was not a Roman emperor. He was added there during his reign in the early 19th century. Original hinges for the original gates. These slit points would catch anybody who shouldn't be coming through here with a reet gooden. And then up there, the hatch that leads through into the floor of the Guildhall. And that is the bar gates of Southampton. So here we are outside the majestic front entrance of Southampton Civic Centre, the pride of the city. Isn't that just grey and a bit of green? We're now heading back to the BBC because, in true BBC style, my friend wishes to use their facilities. And then there's one more thing to film. If you remember that art installation that I filmed going on outside the train station, I don't think I've got on much further, but we'll see what happens when we get there, and then that will be the end of this one. And so finally, we're back at the train station at Overline House, and there is, up on the gantry, the guy that we spoke to at the beginning of this journey a couple of hours ago, still happily doing the outline and whatever for this art installation. The sun is out, the sky is blue, Crystal Palace will lose, boo-hoo. So that's it from me in Southampton, and Dan, who still doesn't want to be on camera because he has, oh there he is being on camera.
Hello!
That's the lovely Dan Woodward. If it wasn't copyrighted, he'd do one of his infamous impressions of Alan Dedicoat.
Let's release those big money balls!
And he's done it anyway. Anyway, so there we go. He's still up on his gantry. Oh no, that's me. He's still, yes, oh dear, foreign students. Never mind. He's still up on his gantry. Pray to God he doesn't fall off, because that's an awful lot of white paint that'll be spilt. Oh, and a body too. But it's looking quite good, isn't it? Certainly better than the original. And so, and from me, it's time to sign off. So I'm going to let Dan do the signing off.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, goodbye. Thank you for watching.
That's not very radio quality.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
And from me, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye for now.